Hi everyone and welcome back to Content Creation Station. Today's video is all about the best apps to create content on your phone. These are the apps that I've been testing out over the last few years. They're the ones that I use all the time. Now, I do try out new apps all the time and I'm currently trying out a few different ones at the moment, which I'll report back on in a few months once I kind of give them a proper go. Because I need to try them and see, are they any good? So if you're a content creator, if you're a small business, if you're an entrepreneur, if you want to up your Instagram game, these are the apps that I think are so worth paying for. There are also the free aspects of them as well that you could try out too. I don't want you to feel like you automatically have to go and buy these apps. Definitely give them all a go first. A lot of them have like a couple of days trials or sometimes up to a week of a trial. So do that first, and then if they're not for you, cancel them. Put a reminder on your phone. The first app that I really rate when it comes to creating content on your phone is InShot. I filmed a video recently where I showed how I used InShot with a step-by-step tutorial demo. I'll leave it either linked here or in the description box below if you want to go and have a little look. This is by far one of the most user-friendly apps I have ever used when it comes to editing videos. It has all of its own transitions in there as well. So if you're going from scene to scene, you don't have to worry about filming it yourself. It does the transitions for you there. Constantly updating it with different features, and I still have some of those features to try out as well, so I can't wait to get stuck into those. For me, when it comes to filming reels or filming stories, I like to do them on my phone. I don't always like to film in the Instagram app as well because I like to reuse and repurpose my content. So I like to have all of the footage there, and then I'll bring them into InShot, and then in InShot I can edit away to create the video that I want. There are different export settings as well, so you can export the video that you've created with really high quality settings as well, because there is nothing worse than spending time filming a video, editing it, you go to export it, and then it looks really blurry and fuzzy. And as well, Instagram won't promote low quality videos as well, so you want to have as high quality a video as possible. There is a trial version, but it doesn't give you access to all of the features. The full version is either 12 or 13 euros. I think it's so worth the money, €1 a month. And as I said, it's something that I use all the time. Another app that I use all the time is Cutstories. I think I only paid a couple of euros for it. I checked my Apple subscriptions before this video, and I only have 3 apps that I'm going to talk about today that are in there. So I think this must be a one-off payment, but I remember it only being nominal, a couple of euros at most, if it was, I can't remember. And I think when you have the paid version of Cutstories, it gets rid of the watermark. So Cutstories is the best thing if you're like me and you like to film outside of Instagram. So as I mentioned before, I'll film on my phone camera, bring it into Instories, export it. If I'm working with the brand, I'll send it to them, or if it's just for me and I want to upload it to stories, that's where Cutstories comes in. So you bring your footage into Cutstory. It has a load of different options when it comes to breaking down that video. So you can do it in 1-minute intervals, you can do it in 15 seconds for Instagram, if you want 60 seconds for a TikTok, Facebook. It has everything in there. If I know that the video I filmed is going to go up onto stories, rather than using it to break it down into 15-second stories, I'll break it down into the 1-minute mark, because it means you can upload a minute at a time. That's just a little tip. But you can, if it's easier for you, absolutely use it to break it down into your 15-second stories. So let's say if you have a 2-minute video that you want to upload onto your Instagram stories, Instagram will only upload that first minute. It'll only let you upload 4 stories at a time. You can either bring it into InShot and break down the video that way, or Cutstories is just so much handier for me. Bring it in, decide if you want to slice it down the middle to have 2 1-minute videos to go up on stories, or into your 8 15-second stories. Such a handy app. I'm telling you, it's brilliant. Another app that I use all the time is Instories. Instories is a brilliant app when it comes to creating animated stories. So if you're a brand, or if you're a face behind a brand, and you don't want to talk to camera, you don't want to be on camera, but you want to create kind of dynamic stories that are videos that are going to get people engaging and get people watching, you can use Instories to upload your photos. You can use it for videos as well to create beautiful animated stories. Now it has so many different templates. It is expensive. Let me just check actually. So I paid $37.99 for the year. But if you wanted to try InStories Pro for a week, it's $4.99, or if you wanted to try it for a month, it's $7.49. I've used that for the last 3 or 4 years, and they're always adding new templates onto the app. It's so good. In particular, I love using InStories for the before and after templates that they have. They're so good. Great for if you're somebody who does beauty or fashion, even if you have food, or if you have home or DIY. It just makes life so much easier because you're not faffing about in a separate app or on your laptop trying to create something that's all zhuzhy. It does it all for you. You just bring in the photos or the videos, then you can pick the different templates that you want to use, export it, no watermark whatsoever. The Pro version gives you a lot of room to edit as well. You can add text, fonts, you can add your logo onto it as well. You can change the duration of the text around it. It is absolutely brilliant. So while you can use those templates for stories, you can also use them for reels as well. So it's a great way of repurposing your content. So let's say if you have like a load of different animated stories, you can shorten them in duration and then put them all together in InShot to create a 60-second reel. Another app when it comes to creating animated stories is Mojo. I really rate that as well. I have a subscription for that and I have done for the last few years. Let me just check the price. So this is either $9.99 a month or $39.99 for the year. Mojo again has lots of different templates. Do you know what? And chances are if you have Instories, you're probably not going to need Mojo. I just bought it at the time because I was doing social media for a load of different brands and I wanted to kind of create different looking stories for them. But they've loads and loads and loads of different templates. Just makes it that bit more interesting. So if you wanted to run Instagram ads as well, creating something like this where you don't have a graphic designer, if you want to be able to do it yourself, having something like this or like Instories means that you can create gorgeous, professional looking, dynamic content with your logo, with your branding, with your fonts, because you can upload your fonts as well to make it your own. My next app that I use all the time when it comes to photos is Lightroom. I use Lightroom and Photoshop on my laptop to edit my clients' photos. But if I'm taking a photo on my phone, that's going to go up on my own Instagram. And if I do want to edit it, chances are I don't. But if I do want to edit it, I will bring it into Lightroom. I have my own little presets made up and you can do that as well. So if you have a certain feel that you want to have when it comes to your photos, a certain aesthetic or a certain look, you can play around with the different settings on there, the light, the colour, the hue and everything, and you can create your own presets. So all of your photos will then look the same, they'll have that same feel. So if people are scrolling on your Instagram, they'll be like, ooh, that's beautiful. When it comes to photo editing apps like Lightroom, I think it is really important not to go too far. And especially if you're like me and if you talk about makeup and beauty products, or even if you talk about fashion, you want to edit your photos in such a way that it shows off the products in their true form for your audience. As I said before in so many videos and over on Instagram, it is all about your audience. So if you're going to be like, you know, smoothing out your skin or kind of changing the colour of a top that you're wearing or a dress that you're wearing, and your audience is watching that and kind of goes, oh, I think I want to buy that dress or I want to buy that lipstick, they buy it and it's not the same colour, the trust will be gone. It's the audience's trust that is absolutely invaluable. You cannot put a price on that. So when I'm talking about photo editing, just please be mindful of that. When it comes to Lightroom, I think you can buy the phone app specifically. I'm not sure the price because my one comes with, because I have Lightroom and Photoshop for my laptop, I pay, I think it's €25 a month. And with that, I get the app for free. It's like included in that. That's what it is. Because I use Photoshop and Lightroom so much for client work. I do find Lightroom quite easy to use. Now I don't use all of the features. I'm not that au fait when it comes to photo editing. If I see a new feature that has been added, I will give it a go. See if I can make it work and see what it's about as well. So I think with all of these apps, it's a matter of, let's say if you give yourself 20 minutes, half an hour, to sit down in the evening or sit down in the morning and play with them and see what you can create with them. You'll teach yourself, like you'll find yourself learning so much quicker. Those are the apps that I use the most regularly. Now I do have other apps in my collection in my little folder on my phone that I will reach for every so often, like not that often, but these are the ones that are my tried and tested, the ones that I know I can rely on if I need to create like a video really quickly, or if I need to like cut down my videos into blocks, or if I want to create gorgeous stories or want to create gorgeous reels. These are the ones that inspire me, that make my life so much easier, because that's what it's all about. When you're a content creator or a small business, you might feel like you constantly have to pump out new content all the time. Using apps like this will help you to repurpose your content. It will help you make your content look gorgeous, look professional. If you want to see any of the other apps in more detail, just please let me know. I do like to demo some of the apps over on my Instagram as well if you want to come over and visit me there. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Go get creative. Let's go make some gorgeous looking content. And I would love to know, what apps are your favourite when it comes to creating content? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks a million for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye.